right now. I see dead people.
Welcome to Blondes and Booze. You are about to embark on a journey, one that often leads to more questions than answers. But fear not, your host, Krista, Aaron, and Brandy have the experience, the perseverance, and yes, even the gifts to pull back the veil and allow us to glimpse the other side. They will share not only their experiences, but will introduce you to world-renowned researchers and experiencers to help you find answers in the murky waters of what we call the paranormal. Their bonds with each other reach far beyond friendship, resulting in a pull no punches approach to the many subjects they explore. Their goal? To open eyes, hearts, and even minds to what lies on the other side, and the answers residing there.
Hey everybody, welcome.
Hello.
To our impromptu show that we decided to do tonight.
Yes.
You know what, we thought we're all just hanging out and why not? So
Why not?
So anyway, we did a pre-record today that we're going to be airing in about 3 weeks. The three of us did. And then we're like, oh, well, we're all dressed. Might as well, right?
Right.
We got the theme going on. We got,
Right. We do. So anyway, Brandy, why don't you remind everybody what to watch this week?
Yeah, we don't want to forget this time. Anyway, Monday, you can watch Texas Front Porch at 8 p.m. Central with me as his co-host. On Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central, it's Bob Van Buren with the Van Buren Variety. At 8 p.m. Central, it's Beyond BMR with Bigfoot Michigan Rob. And don't forget, again, we're not streaming to anybody's channels anymore. You'll have to go to everyone's individual channel and like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. On Wednesday at 9 p.m. Central, it's the Diva Dimension with Danielle Diva. On Thursday at 12 p.m. Central, it's Bigfoot Michigan Rob, and that is Brunch with Bigfoot Michigan Rob and his co-host Krista. Thursday evening at 8 p.m. Central, it's Blondes and Booze. On Friday at 8 p.m. Central, if you just can't get enough of us, it's Blondes, Booze, and the Woo. On Saturday at 2 p.m. Central, Tex and Danielle Diva drop their newest episode of Infamous Minds.
That is a mouthful.
It is. Now you can take a breath.
Breathe, Brandy, breathe.
Hey, I've got that circular breathing going, learning how to breathe and talk at the same time. Yeah, because I can't get that all out anymore.
Right, exactly.
A mouthful.
Yeah, we thought we'd just come on and talk about whatever rabbit hole we decide we want to go down, And let's start off by talking about some of the upcoming events that
Sorry, my allergies are acting up, ladies. Apologize.
You're good.
It's horrible. It's horrible out there. I don't care what anybody says. It's like all I want to do is just sleep and just wish these hot days away.
Right.
But anyway, go ahead, Krista. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. Our first event is actually next weekend. You guys are in the Malvern, Iowa area. Come see us. Tickets are on sale right now through Eventbrite. And it's going to be a fun event. Josh Hurd, who owns Malvern, is going to be there. And he is one of Nick Groff's members of G Crew. It's him and Johnny Hauser and Chad Lindbergh from the Fast and the Furious movies. And Nick Groff, and they have a great podcast too. Actually, if you guys,
I was going to say he's a podcaster in his own right, and he's a darn good one.
He is, and then he does a lot of videos on YouTube on Malvern which are pretty interesting. And he's a hoot. He is a ball of fire. And then Dr. Rebecca Foster, she is into everything.
Yes.
To metaphysics. So whatever you're into, it doesn't matter. She can talk about it with you.
Yeah.
And then we have Richard Estep. He's actually coming in from Colorado. And he wrote a book on Malvern Manor, and he's going to come and hang out with us. And super, super nice guy. We've met him as well, and just very, very knowledgeable and a really good investigator. And the next one we have is our friend Terry. She has been doing paranormal forever and UFOs stuff even longer. And she's also into Bigfoot. So that's a good one.
Got to have her on my channel.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes. She knows so much information. Oh my goodness.
She does. She is a world of information. She really is. On anything you want to talk about, seriously, Marty. I mean, she knows it all. And unfortunately, Tex can't make it that weekend. Tex can't make it. But it's going to be a good event because you know what? You'll be stuck with Brandy and I.
Well, I'm little Tex. It's kind of like the same thing.
Right. And then the next one I want to show you guys, this one is in 3 weeks. And it's the Smoky Mountain Bigfoot Conference. And there's some great speakers there. I think I get confused on the Bigfoot TV shows out there. Is it Finding Bigfoot? Is it it's those guys, right?
Yes, Finding Bigfoot. So Matt Moneymaker and Renee Bobo had to cancel, but they're doing a Bobo impersonator kind of contest. Right. So they're asking people to like dress up like Bobo and
I saw that. This should be interesting.
That's great.
Yep. And then our friend Adam Davies is going to be there speaking. And I'll tell you what, if you haven't heard him or haven't met him, he is a hoot. And he's a lot of fun. So, and then your friend Marty,
RPG is going to MC. Yep.
Is going to MC. So seriously, like the Gatlinburg conference, it's going to be a blast. And we have a booth, and Bart Nunley and Martin Groves will be there at our booth signing their books. We also have Miss Nonna Boss. You are coming also with us. You'll be there. And let's see, D.A. Roberts is going to be there. Robbie Raines from DA Show, and then he has his own What's Really Out There. He's going to be there. Greg Ogles, who Brandy and I met at the Alabama Bigfoot Conference, and they just actually put out a documentary themselves. They're going to be there. So it's like, wow.
Yeah, there's a ton of people. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And a lot of these people don't even have booths. They're not going to be at a booth. They're going to be walking around, talking to people, watching the speakers. So,
and any of the named people that we just mentioned, and if you want to meet them, come to our booth, and you won't miss it. Believe me, our booth is pretty loud. Come to our booth, and if you want to, meet or talk to one of them, I'm pretty sure DA is going to have some books there as well.
Good.
Yep. Good. Just come over and holler at us, and if they're not at our booth, we will call or text any of them. And
exactly. We're not scared. We're not scared.
We're not scared. We're not scared.
No, so that's going to be really fun.
We chase cryptids and ghosts, so we're definitely not the running, screaming, girls. No. We're not that. No.
Right.
No.
It's like if you think you've got a big name in the cryptid or paranormal world, we don't care. We're going to ask you questions. We don't care.
No,
we're going to pick your brain. We are going to do it.
Exactly.
You will be our captive audience.
Right.
Right.
And speaking of Bart, Brandy and I are Team Bart tonight and didn't even know it. We both have our Inhumanoid shirts on.
Yes.
So we're Team Bart Nunley tonight.
Or Team Bart.
Team Bart. Oh, my friend Les Durant is in chat. Hey, Les.
Hello. Well, let's go through and see who all's in chat.
Yeah, let's do
Start
that.
at the top until my computer refreshes, because I hate when it does that. See, we have Gary Spikes, of course.
Yay.
Brandy's own mom, Sharon.
My mom.
Hi, Sharon.
Marquita is in there. Lil
Hey
Patty. Glenn Dannison. Hello. Crystal McGee. Hello. We have, let's see. I'm going down. I know there's a lot of people in there. There's Titan. Hello, Titan.
Hi,
DA
Titan.
Weissong, paranormal author. Hello. Crystal J. Good to see you. Straw Dog is in there.
Hi.
Terry Mason is in there. Let's see. I'm scrolling on down.
Lily Pond.
Lily Pond. Hello. Let's see here. Man. Gemini Moon. We actually met Gemini Moon up in Michigan. She is awesome.
In Ann Arbor, Michigan. Yeah, we did meet her.
Awesome. Yeah.
Wonderful lady. Wonderful lady.
She bought us wine.
Makes her a great lady.
Really?
Right. Robbie Raines, he's in the chat. So he's one you guys can come say hi to in Gatlinburg.
That's right.
Oh, Nighthawk. Our friend Nighthawk is in there.
Hey,
hello.
William. And Garrel is here from Midwest Night Watchers.
Awesome. Letitia Nunley is
Hi,
in there.
Letitia.
And I got to tell you guys, so Letitia, she works a lot, a whole lot.
God,
and, I don't get to talk to her like I used to. Like, seriously, we would talk like 6 times a day. And now she's working 2 jobs. So I don't get to talk to her a whole lot. And so I talked to her, I don't know, about 45 minutes ago. And I told her, I said, well, if you want to hop on with us. She's like, oh, no.
I don't have the strength.
I tried.
Hey, there's Jane. There's Jane. Chiro Sounds. Yep. Hi.
Hey,
hello.
Jane.
And if I missed anybody, Cynthia Prince, I see ya. If I missed anybody, I totally apologize. My computer like refreshes on the chat. So I do apologize. Anyway, so let's go to the next event we have going on. And this is, Brandy, you want to tell them about it?
Yeah, sure. It's the Shadows of Rockford in Rockford, Illinois. It is put on by the Kling brothers. Now, this one is definitely more on the paranormal side, but they do have cryptid going on over there. So that's, it's something you really don't want to miss because it's 3 days. The price is phenomenal for 3 days. And
I still can't believe it's like 3 day long like conference. That is so cool.
Yeah. And there's ghost hunting in that too. I mean, it's just
2
like
nights
you got
of
your
it.
figures.
I think we're doing 2 nights of ghost hunting.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's like it's going to be really super exciting. So if you're up that way or want to plan that trip, go ahead because it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one.
And that's the end of July, the last weekend in July.
Yes.
And then the last one we'll talk about real quick is the second annual Dogman Cryptid Conference in Fort Worth, Texas. And that's going to be awesome. And actually this poster I have up, there's been a lot more names added to it. So it's not totally correct on there, but they've added a lot more names. And it too is a 3-day conference.
Mm-hmm. And Blondes and Booze will be there in their booth. So
we have a booth. And it's just there's a lot of knowledgeable people going to be there.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one too. Yeah. And it's even longer. I mean, it is longer. So it's
worth it. Maybe that'll be one I'll go to next year.
Yeah.
I've got so many trips planned this year that I got.
I know, right?
The breaks a little bit.
Yeah, that's the thing, I mean, this is like, the 3 of us, we all have full-time real jobs. This is not just our only job, but this is honestly turned into like a second job for all of us.
Yes.
And it's become another full-time job.
It really is.
It is.
It really is. I mean, Friday night, I pulled an all-nighter. I didn't get to bed until 6 a.m. Saturday morning.
Right.
Like,
goodness.
Doing stuff for my channel. I needed to rebrand a little bit. So it's all good though. You know what I mean? It's like, it's good. It's done. And moving onward and upward and looking to the future. And it's going to be a rocking year for all three of us. Actually, this year, this is going to be a very explosive year.
Yep.
That we're all kind of we're going to be in different conferences, different making different appearances, all different kinds of things this year. So it's really good.
Yeah,
being a part of a lot of really good things.
Right. Well, the way next year's looking, it's not looking any better for us already.
I know. Right?
we're only in July, the beginning of July, and we're filling up for next year already. So I'm like, oh boy, okay.
Yep.
Keeps me going though. Keeps me going.
Yeah.
It's doing what I love, and hey, that's what it's all about.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, when I said this is another full-time job, it truly is, but it's a job that I know I can speak for Brandy and Marty. We truly love it. We truly love coming on here. We love talking weirdness, and we love talking to everybody in chat as well.
Yeah, we do. We do.
Yeah. So anyway, it's a lot of fun. And, we get to go to a lot of places. I know, Marty, you go out in the field yourself. Brandy and I do. And, it's just, we're just not sitting behind the computer screen. We do go out and do our own stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, when I first started my channel, I did, my shows were Saturday nights. Mm-hmm. But it was really hard to keep that schedule because, that's why I moved them to I do shows Monday nights and Tuesday nights. And the reason I moved it is because I didn't have time to research. I didn't have time to get out. So, it was just not, working all week and then, I didn't have time to go out. So I had to make that change because I researched where my food is, it's, and I still have. And when the three of us were doing our pre-record earlier today, I mean, we talked about I have so much stuff that I have not released. Mm-hmm. I have years of things that have never been released. So I'm looking forward to over the next few months, releasing some of these things. And it's going to be an interesting rest of the year.
Yeah.
And like we talked about, I have 100 hours worth of stuff that I still need to go through. And that's going to be, because I'm off for vacation this week. And I'm staying home. I'm not doing anything. And that's going to be my goal, is to get everything caught up.
Yeah. Titan asked us, so are the three of y'all planning on investigation together? Honestly, there are things in the works. But I don't want to, I can't say anything quite yet, but just as soon as we can, we definitely will. But yes, absolutely. We plan on doing
it's going to be a fabulous year.
Yeah.
Lots coming your way, everybody.
Yes. This year and next year. Cause there's already some things in the works for next year. I know for all of us, and, it's good stuff. And it's not just sitting behind the computer screen either, guys. I mean, we're actually we've got plans of going out in the field and doing different things too. So, and not just, Brandy and I ghost hunting. We're going to do some more of the cryptid side of things and with some ghost hunting too. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Luckily for me, the flights to St. Louis are not that expensive. I mean,
right?
Shockingly, I couldn't believe it. It was so unbelievable.
What?
Yeah,
and then we looked. It's for you to go into Tennessee, and we even looked. I think a flight to Indiana or something, and those were more expensive. And I guess it's because maybe, St. Louis is a major hub or something. That's all.
It has to be.
It is.
Yeah.
It's actually international, so it is a major hub. When I lived overseas, that's where I'd fly in and out of.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a big one. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Our friend Dale Quigley is in chat also. Hello, Dale. We met him also.
Hi, Dale.
Yeah. And then Scott is in chat too now.
Yes.
I'm trying to catch people as they come in, but it's hard. And like I said, I definitely don't mean to scroll past anybody.
Yeah, I mean, because it's like as you know, we're not scripted anyway. But now we don't even have a topic.
Yeah. If anybody wants to talk about it, anything in particular in chat, just type it in and we'll go with it. We're
absolutely
good.
Questions, Q&A.
Yeah, we're open to anything. Honestly, we were just like, well, let's just go live. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because normally we have our topics and the things we talk about, and we've got one.
Lily Patty asked, have you ladies ever walked into a place and got bombarded by spirits? I'll let you ladies answer first, and then I will.
It's happened to me before. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Like the place that I went to that I got the most overwhelmed was in Tallahassee. It used to be called Warrior on the River, and they recently rebranded with a new owner, but that place has so much history and is so it's jam-packed. Like you walk in and you just feel the energy of like a lot of overwhelming energy in that place. For sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Brandy?
It does happen quite a bit, though. I mean, if you walk into a location and like an asylum, or a nursing home or some, I get bombarded more than if I were just to go into somebody's home. It's just like there's just so many trying to speak with you. Waverly Hills was one of those for me that all at once it was just kind of like they're just coming for you. They want to talk to you. They want to tell you something, and it all becomes white noise because you can't hear them.
Yeah.
Because everybody's talking, and you're like, wait, whoa, one at a time. I can't. And you'll hear me on certain things. I'll be like, hey, whoa, one at a time, because I don't understand what they're trying to tell me.
Right.
So for me,
you see one of your clairs is audible. I
hear them quite a bit.
I hear them, but I mean, it has to be like right there, like it, you know what I mean? Like I don't hear like all of them all at one time. For me, it's like a feeling. It's like I get like suffocated if there's too many around me at one time. Then I get like I'm bombarded. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like overwhelmed.
Oh gosh, no, I hear them. It's like blah blah blah. It's like when we talk about going to Walmart. That's I try to avoid that place because that's all you hear. And there could be nobody standing there, but it sounds like 100 people are standing there.
Right.
So that's why I try.
Sorry.
That's why I try to avoid.
I was just going to say, so for me, whenever I go to haunted locations, I've done this long enough and I do protection exercises, and I literally close myself off. So I don't get bothered when I walk into a place, and I open when I'm ready to open.
Yeah.
So, over the years and with the help of Sarah Lamos, I've learned how to do that. And that's what I do. I stay closed up until I'm ready to open up. We have more questions.
All right.
So let's see here. Titan asks, would y'all encourage a person to investigate alone or amongst a group, and why?
It's a no-go on alone. Never, ever alone.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter what kind of investigating we're talking about. Never go alone.
Right. Well, for number one, when you're talking paranormal, you don't know what you're dealing with. You just don't know. And second of all, if you find evidence and you need somebody to actually verify, because you can't catch it on a camera or audio, and you have somebody there to verify exactly what you're seeing or hearing. So that's always good to have, at least one person with you, to go.
Yep. You both answered that well. My same thoughts. Let's see. There's some more here. Scott says, let's talk about cryptids in the suburbs. We can do that. We can talk about that.
Oh, yeah. Who was talking about seeing a dog man around the arch in St. Louis? Who was that?
I've heard
Okay.
that several times.
Really?
Yes,
Yeah,
that apparently there was a dog man or two or something that was seen around the St. Louis Arch, very populated area, lots of like nightclubs and things like that down there. However, it is on the Mississippi River, and
Mhm.
and I think if I'm thinking right, so don't quote me and don't shoot me, people in chat, if I have this wrong, but I think there was like a dogman killed down there.
Oh man.
So
Well, as far as for me
okay,
down here,
Scott said he heard two dogmen were there.
wow.
Yeah,
Krista,
I know, right?
we got to check it out.
We're going to the arch.
We're going to the arch. Well, here in Florida, I will tell you that I have found areas that are very, very, very close to homes and things like that. Now, where I'm a property manager, and one of the properties that I'm associated with is in Western, like Palm Beach, and it's very close to some agricultural areas. So much so that I've seen, I've had coyotes like run across the road in front of my car on the way to work. Like that's
Right.
okay. So coyotes are out there. Well, I know this is going to sound kooky and it's going to sound weird, but it happened to me and I have photographic evidence of it. They just were getting ready to open up the big clubhouse. And so I used to park my car in this one area of the community, and I used to find all around my car all the time, on the hood, on my windshield, on the ground, right in front of like where I would go to open my car door to get into my car, I would find feathers. I would find all different types of feathers, all different kinds of birds. So when we moved into the new clubhouse, and my car where I used to park it wasn't there anymore. Now at the new clubhouse, something right to where my new parking space, we'd only been in the clubhouse about 2 weeks, and I was parking my car in the same spot every single day for 2 solid weeks. And I went into work, shut my door, went to get out, and I looked over on the other side of my car was like this, like hedges and grass and tall, like these really tall, like a lot of cover on that side. And I looked over in the corner, and there was like right by my car in the front was a rabbit that had been kind of like this and like that.
Oh.
And then everything from the inside was like literally just like laying right there.
Oh.
And then the body kind of the top and the bottom kind of laid out like right now. Like I have a photo of it. It's crazy to me. Now, if that was me getting gifted, I don't know. I think so. If I can't show the photos because they're way too graphic. I've never even shown them on my channel. They're way too graphic. I show them personally to people, but not on the screen. They are graphic. But when you see this bunny, I don't know.
Wow.
I find it odd.
And that's a pretty populated area?
Pretty populated area.
Wow.
But there is access to it from these agricultural areas. That's kind of the key. You got to remember, here in Florida, we have waterways and canal systems that literally run from the Everglades all the way to the ocean, the East Coast. So Matt and I have thought for a very long time that is how they travel back and forth and in and out. I mean, there's a lot of sightings on canals. So I don't know.
That's interesting. Very
Well,
interesting.
well, of course, because I mean, you're talking about the waterways. You're talking about
Mhm.
their food source is got to take a drink of water sometime.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
right. That's right.
so
And
they're going to
you
be
know,
moving along those.
right. And you know, I've heard of lots of reports too, in suburban areas of, you know, like people, they live in a subdivision or apartment complex. And, you know, I've heard of a
Mhm.
lot of encounters like that. And they look out and there's a Dogman or a Bigfoot or something out there. You know,
Mhm.
that's scary stuff. Just because you live downtown, wherever, doesn't mean you're safe, I don't believe.
I don't think so either. You know, as we as humans are growing in population and we are expanding, of course, we're
Mhm.
expanding into their natural habitat,
Sure.
and we're taking
Mhm.
up their waterways, we're taking up their food source, we're doing all kinds of things, and they're having to figure a way out to get their a different
Mhm.
food source or something like that, or
Yeah,
they end up being very close to us, but I don't know if it's
Mhm.
by accident or if they're drawn by curiosity.
maybe.
Yeah. Could be a
Maybe.
little of both.
Could very
Could
well
be,
be.
could be.
Mhm.
And you know,
So
you got to think too, like you said, food sources. So in suburbs and big towns, you know, and I hate to throw that out there, but like, you know, there's always like dogs, cats, you know, that's easy
yeah,
prey. You
Mhm.
know?
absolutely, absolutely. You know,
Mhm.
like well, my house, I'm not too far from town. I'm probably about 7 miles from town.
Mhm.
Um, but I see deer, raccoons, possums, groundhogs,
Mhm.
you name it, they're all out here.
Yeah.
So there's a food source right there, but I don't have a water source, but I do have a water source. I'm in all farmland, so they'd have to travel
Mhm.
uncovered for quite some ways to get to me.
Yeah.
But if they go the other way, well, there's a river. The Black River runs over there,
Mhm.
and they have all of that over there also. So would it surprise me? No. Even
Right.
though
Right.
it's populated, it's not, overpopulated, but it's populated. Would it surprise me to see one over there? Absolutely not. So I keep my eyes out, honestly.
Right.
And
Yeah.
Right.
I'm really not that far from the Mississippi either.
Mhm.
So, they got their travel paths are large. They're just not walking around in,
Right.
an acre or two. We're talking about
Right.
a lot of acreage. So could they make it over this way? Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Titan says, right, no one misses stray dogs and cats, and there are plenty in suburban areas.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
I
Yep.
mean, here in Florida, it's not uncommon for us to have alligators in the suburbs. It's not uncommon for us to have large pythons. It's not uncommon for us to have coyotes. I mean, it's just not here in Florida. All bets are off. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like
Right.
it's anything can happen in anywhere, anytime. Like because we're just surrounded by
Sure.
everything. It's just diverse no matter where you
Mhm.
go here.
Absolutely. Here's a Crystal McGee asks, do you think the moon phase has anything to do with sightings? Good
Yes.
question.
Yes,
I do. I
I do.
do.
Yeah.
I honestly do.
I think
Because some animals, okay, the ones traveling around at night, of course, are nocturnal.
mhm.
So, I mean, they have their particular days where, like, say if we have a full moon and it's super bright, well, they're going to kind of stay in the brush a little more because they can be seen easier, I think.
I think that
But
yeah, I think it's a hunting, like I think it's
yes,
easier for them to hunt the apex predators. It's easier for them to hunt by moonlight, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Than
yeah, yeah. But you're
so
talking about the prey. They're the ones that are hiding more because they know they
mhm.
can be seen. So
Yeah.
yeah, of course, it affects the whole thing of the food source.
Yeah.
And just same thing like the moon phase, you know, like, you know, I've heard police officers say, you know, full moon, you know, the crazies are out. And I
Oh,
think
geez, the hospitals will tell you that. It
Mhm.
affects everybody. Yeah, it
yeah,
Yeah.
affects everybody.
yeah. So I definitely believe that the
We
moon
should do a
phase,
show on that.
I'm
Yes,
game.
We
I'm
yeah,
should.
game. I'm game for sure.
How the moon phases affect like different animals and different, like hunting styles and techniques. And that's a whole show right there.
It is.
Yeah, because if people don't think that Mercury retrograde affects them, it does. It absolutely does. It happens to me, and until I studied up on it, I didn't realize what was happening. It was like everything would either just I'm fall to crap. I'm gonna say fall to crap just to be nice. Fall to crap, and then I'm like, what is happening? What is going on? And then they're like, well, it's Mercury retrograde. I was, oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, Terry has a good point here. She says if the moon can move the tides, it can affect a lot. And it's a full moon tomorrow. Thanks
Terry.
Thank you, Terry. You're such a blessing.
Right.
Everybody
stay in tomorrow. Just stay home.
Right.
I gotta work tomorrow.
I do too.
I don't.
Maybe I'll get home early though. Maybe,
Right. For sure.
Exactly. That's all you can hope, because I'm telling you what, that moon is something else. It's like people are like, well, what if, because they talk about their crystals and charging them in the moonlight. Well, I can't get them out there in the moonlight. I don't want to leave them outside. You don't have to. Just put them in your windowsill. Because, and again, as the moon will affect the tides, it can be cloudy and still affect the tides.
Yep.
It'll still cleanse and charge your crystal.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's a comment here, and I think this kind of goes a little on the ghost side. But Straw Dog 1 says, I run into activity in graveyards.
Can I be honest? And I've said this before. I know I've said this before.
Right.
For me, I'm not. I don't purposefully go to graveyards or cemeteries to investigate. I don't personally.
I don't either.
I have nothing to do. I mean, I'm not saying that nobody should. I'm just saying for me, I don't. I don't. I just.
Do you want to hear my thoughts on cemeteries?
Yes.
Okay. So some people agree with me, some people don't. However, when we die, I feel like our soul either goes to heaven or hell. That's my personal beliefs, but that's how I feel. So when somebody is buried in a cemetery, that's just a shell. Why are they going to hang out at the cemetery? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, people, they go and they loved ones go and visit at the cemetery. So there's what kind of feelings are going on there? It's all negative feelings. You've got grief, you've got sorrow, sadness, anger, all kinds of things.
Yeah.
And what breeds that? That's where your negative entities, in my opinion, your negative entities, that's how, when people say, oh, there's a ghost here, there's something negative at the cemetery, I think they're called there by just the grief and all the negative energy. So for me, I believe when a cemetery is haunted, I tend to think that it's something negative, and that is why.
Yeah. Good point.
That's just my opinion,
And for me, I'll go to cemeteries, and Straw Dog just put it up. He says we do genealogy research, and I'm going to tell you, I start in a graveyard first, without going to the library, without going to the courthouse, without doing all of that. I go there. I look for the names that are most prominent in the graveyards. I look at the birth and the death dates to see who has been there the longest. How many generations are there. And then I go to the library, and then I move on from there, because then I have kind of a pathway where I'm going with it. Because you can walk into, I think, a library or a courthouse and look up documents and stuff. And sometimes you're just like, I have no idea. But you can go to a graveyard and answer a lot of questions right up front before you even start looking it up. So I do that. I do that.
Yeah.
One of the things, from like, I didn't go there on an investigation. Actually, it was, I love New Orleans, and I just love it there, and the French Quarter, and just like
Oh,
everything
well,
about it. I
it's
just
a
love
tourist
it.
attraction.
Yeah. So, we did do some
Yeah.
touristy things, we went on some ghost tours and vampire tours and those type of things. And then, we went to, the whole graveyard, or not graveyard, but the cemetery with all the crypts, where like Marie Laveau is supposed to be and all these things. So, but interestingly enough, I don't know if anybody really knows how they used to, and still to this day, use those crypts. Do you guys know?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so each family, they're going to have a big, huge, gigantic crypt, right?
Right.
So when a member of your family passes away, they do not they don't bury you in the ground. What they do is they prep your body or whatever, but they put you inside the crypt. Mm-hmm. And then they leave you there for 1 year and 1 day. And in that, because of the location, how it's muggy there and it's hot there, and it's like the type of so the 1 year and after the 1 year and 1 day, literally by the time that day comes, you're nothing but dust. And all they do is they go in and they brush you to the back of the crypt, to a little opening, and then your ashes drop down onto all your other family members and ancestors for hundreds of years. Wow. Everybody's in that. That's how they're able to have all of them in those little house looking,
it makes sense. It makes sense.
It does make sense.
They don't have the water table, because their water table is so high.
Yeah.
That's why they can't bury people in the ground. That's
right.
That's kind of how it got started. So it's very interesting that they do it that way. And to me, it makes sense. I don't know why
that does, because there's not a whole lot of area to use as for cemeteries or anything like that. There's not a whole lot of areas, because these things sink, and it's a constant problem, because Louisiana for the most part is swamp.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's crazy though. I had no idea. I did not know that.
Yep.
I didn't either. Wow.
Unfortunately, I have never been to New Orleans, and I would love to go.
I have been through it. Now, I didn't stay for any length of time. I mean, I kind of took a stroll, and looked at a couple things, but it wasn't enough, because that's just one of those areas that you really have to spend a couple days and explore and look. And I would like to do that too. I'm up for it. It's not that far from me. It's not.
Okay,
I can get there.
So next year, maybe New Orleans.
We can do that. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's do it. Because, like I said, it's not that far from me.
Yeah.
We can absolutely do it.
Oh, look, we have a surprise guest.
We do.
Well, good evening, ladies.
This is a nice surprise.
Well, I just got home from my friend's house. That one friend, that girlfriend of mine, who got stricken with that illness that you guys know about.
Right.
So I got home. I saw you guys were on, and I have to tell you, I had to come on not to take airtime from Marty, the Nonna Boss, who I'm a big fan of. It's because I wanted to personally say hi to Marty, because we have conflicting schedules. I've tried to have her on my show and vice versa. So it just doesn't work out because of our hours of operation. So I wanted to come on and personally say hi, Marty.
Hi,
I'm a big fan.
Thank you. I'm a big fan of yours too.
Well, thank you. I didn't want to take up much time. I figured I'd pop in.
You're not going nowhere now. You're here. You're stuck.
You're here. You're
staying. I was just on the other day. Nobody wants to hear no more BMR. Come on, I'm on every day, for God's sake.
Look, Wendy does. She just commented, "Howdy, there's my favorite person, BMR."
There you go.
Well, too kind.
But we are going to be doing a show together though soon.
I kind of forgot, and Krista, I think I'll be. Well, I not that I forgot. I don't know what show it's going to be on. I guess on the booze, I guess, or yours.
No.
I don't know.
It's yours, goofball.
It's yours.
Mine. It's not mine.
On brunch.
Surprise.
On brunch.
Oh, is it? Oh, we have that. That's not in the calendar.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it is.
It is.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Well, if it's not. Well, I got to go check that out then. I knew that we were all getting together. I didn't know what format.
Yeah. Let me look
Oh,
here.
good.
It's one of
not
those.
on it will be.
Okay, well, good.
Don't worry.
It's
It's
gonna be
still,
at my house.
I remember you
It's
did.
gonna be at
I
my
remember.
house.
Hey, listen. I remember that you told me, but you know how hectic all of our schedules are.
yeah.
Yeah.
That is so funny. Krista, I love you. I love you. She's like, it's not, but it will be.
Oh, well, okay, yeah.
I was like, boy, she snuck that in there. And Rob, it just went foo.
It went over my head. It went over my head. But sometimes though, I do that on purpose. In some occasions, just to pretend, like, oh, okay. I'll let her
Plausible
slip.
deniability.
That's right. Let her slip one past me. Play dumb. When in doubt, play dumb, right?
That's right.
Right.
Hey, it works for blondes.
Yeah.
And brunettes.
Yes, blondes. Well, that's a stigma. Blondes are not. In fact, I find blondes and brunettes all to be equally talented.
There you
and
go.
Smart. There you go.
There you go.
Smart
See,
guy.
The
there he is,
politician in
sucking
me.
up. He's sucking up.
Yeah. I play all sides of the.
I got to tell you, when we were in Alabama, we had some drinks of flying, and Krista drunk called BMR.
Oh God, you did.
She did.
She
Oh
did.
my God. And I can't believe she's telling on herself.
So BMR went up. My point being, we are all going to be in Gatlinburg. So I'm not making no promises that Brandy and I
we're
and
not
Marty
making
will
any
be drunk home,
promises,
yeah.
Rob. Sorry.
Well, you know what? You can drunk call me anytime you like. I'll answer your calls because it's quite entertaining. I'm not going to divulge the details of the conversation.
No.
And I don't even know how that conversation had gotten started because I was sitting there minding my own business.
Yeah, well,
That
Tex
was
minded.
Tex was up to no good.
He's always up to no good. I was minding my own business, sitting there, and I'm like laughing and listening to everybody, and then I'm like, wait, who's calling? Wait, what? Who we calling?
Well,
and then
I will have to admit, when Tex divulged that information, Brandy, my heart did a little flutter, it did a little pitter patter when I got that information. How true it is, I really don't know, and I'll find out, I guess, in the upcoming months. However, I was very happy with that, anyways. And you guys had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun down there. Brandy, you're turning red. Anyways,
no, because I'm just laughing.
I had a lot of fun.
Because Krista, I mean, we've only got a couple weeks to Gatlinburg, and I'm sure Krista is going to have something else that she'll be talking about. I'm sure she'll be having other information.
Well, we're going to have you on speaker, okay? If we do call, it'll be on speaker. You'll have all three of us to contend with. He'll be like,
hey,
no.
We had him on speaker. It
was fun. Yeah, I was lucky. I mean, I seen Tex in the background, and Krista panned over to Brandy. Then they panned over to really. It was funny because they were the only people in the bar. It was like, what time is it over there? They closed the bar down. It was like 2 a.m, I guess. And nobody was in there.
Oh, I love it. We're just here doing an investigation. That's it. That's all we're here for.
But what I like
we
most,
are researching.
Yes, right. You are. You're always researching. What I love most about Krista and Brandy, they will, when they go on investigations, they'll put out some random live video, usually on Facebook. Mm-hmm. And I don't know where you guys were, but when I think it was Brandy or Krista was in the wheelchair and you were pushing her down the hallway of some haunted hotel, or maybe it was where you were staying. I don't know.
It wasn't even a haunted place.
It was just your basic Holiday Inn. right?
Yeah.
You guys were having a good old time. That was funny as hell.
It was.
Yeah, I don't know how many people watched it on Facebook, but it was quite fun. I
Yeah.
Oh
enjoyed
yeah. Because we do stuff like that all the time. It's it's like we don't even have to have alcohol for that because that night was no
No.
alcohol anyway when I got her and it was actually an office chair with wheels and I'm rolling her through the hotel and there was no alcohol involved. That's just normal stuff. That's just
I tell you
normal.
what, you
It's
don't
normal
always
every
need
day.
you always don't need alcohol to have fun. Just be yourself and just have fun,
Yep.
right?
No.
Mhm.
Alcohol just enhances it, maybe makes it a little more hilarious. Where you wake up the next day and say, "Dang, really?"
Titan's comment
Yeah.
here funny. He says, "Yeah, Rob, that phone call will go something like, yeah, we're on an investigation. You got bail money."
Yeah. Yeah. Well, good old BMR has been there just a couple times. The last time I had to get bailed out of jail, and yes, I've been there. It was the very last Halloween I owned my bar. Dave Scott broadcasted my bar live on his show during the breaks. And it
Oh,
was
cool.
Halloween and we were blowing up pumpkins in the field.
Oh my
So
gosh.
yeah, we were putting cherry
How fun
bombs.
was that?
This is 29th. Well, it was October of
Love it.
2020, I think. So yeah, we put cherry bombs in a bunch, lined up about 4 or 5 pumpkins in this field in the back of the bar, and we were just blowing them up.
Holy
And it was
crap.
there's like 40 people lined up with lawn chairs and having a good old time. And my waitresses and bartenders were serving drinks in the field, also inside the bar. And we were broadcasting the show inside my bar on my big screen in one of the rooms. And Dave was just laughing, having a good old time. So he called me to get me live on his show on the phone. And then none of the people that worked for me was inside the bar. They were all outside. So a random customer picked up the phone and answered and said, "Yeah, Rob's outside. In fact, he's getting arrested because I did get arrested that night because I was disturbing the peace." So the police they put me in handcuffs and took me to jail. But I was
pumpkins.
Yes, and I was immediately released within an hour and a half. In fact, the police department thought it was funny, but apparently the neighbors about a mile away thought we were having too much fun. So some random idiot, some troll called because that used to be a yearly thing anyways. It just so happens that one particular year I got called on. So
Oh my
Okay,
God. Well,
well-
you know what, though? That would make me proud. What's your rap sheet like? Oh, I went to jail for blowing up pumpkins.
blowing up pumpkins on my own property.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
On
we're
your
at
own
the we're over the 52 mark. We're going to take a break. We're going to let Rob settle into his chair for the next 5 minutes so he can get
Get
ready for the
comfy.
next half.
Oh God! So you want me to stay on or what? You
Yes,
do?
Yeah.
yes.
I don't want to take anything from the Nonna Boss. This is her show, man. You know.
Hey,
So.
my
Hey,
show.
we have been on with her all day. She's been with us all day. You have not been with us all day. She's like happy that you're here.
That's
Okay,
right. I am.
Well, thank you. And we're at 53:25, Brando. So I guess we might as well hit the 5-minute.
Yep.
That's
We'll be
right.
back at 5, everybody. Stay tuned.
Four minutes to go, folks. 4 minutes. 3 minutes. We're almost there. Two-minute warning, guys. 2-minute warning. One minute. 1 minute.
Hey everybody, welcome back. If you start hearing a bunch of dogs barking, we got fireworks going off crazy here. So for the whole 5 minutes, my dogs have been barking.
Nice. Well, that's
Yeah.
okay. I had a bug try to climb up my nose. I was like,
Oh man, we missed it.
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, I
Yeah.
get
That would have
brother
been,
towel and I'm like,
like YouTube gold right there.
Yeah, speaking of YouTube Gold and dogs, yeah, as you guys know, I've been watching my brother's golden retriever since over a week now because they are in Las Vegas and they're coming home July 4th. And so last night around where I live, oh my lord. First of all, it's been storming the last 3 days. It stormed again today, but last night, right around 10 o'clock at night, there was no rain, but boy, the fire and where I live, people love their fireworks. They do competitions. Who has the back and forth the neighbors.
Here
Last night they started up about 10 o'clock, and literally, you guys, it went on till probably about 11:15, and they were some boomers, and I did not know that my brother's dog and my sister-in-law's dog. His name is Dexter, by the way. He got so scared. He went underneath the kitchen table and he would not leave until after the fireworks ended. Now, again, when it comes to that, it's like, man, I do like the 4th of July. I do like fireworks. But when it comes to seeing how affected the dog was, I was like sad. I said, man, I can't wait for these things to end. So when they ended, he was cool and I let him out. In fact, during this break, I just let him out, and I might have to let him out again. But yeah, I'm sure tonight we'll get more fire boomers.
Yeah,
and I'll probably start. It's 10 o'clock right now where I live, so I'm sure they'll be starting up. The rain ended about
They're
an hour
going
ago.
here. They're going here.
Yeah.
And then they have, I'm not that far from a bigger town, but from where I'm at, I can see their big one, their big displays. And they did it last night. They're doing it tonight, tomorrow night, and on the 4th.
My favorite 4th of July here was 1 year we were on a boat out in the ocean, and you could just see every city all the way up and down, north and south, all up and down the coast, where all of the cities fireworks going off on all the, because they do them from barges out in the ocean. So you go to the beach, you know, and they're on barges out there. So you literally get to see like thousands of, you know, just all going off all at the same time. And oh my gosh, well, how it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
I imagine.
Well, I have to talk about a dog that we had, and it was a pit bull, and he'd be in the house whining and crying, but it wasn't because he hated fireworks. He loved them. He wanted to chew on them and bite them as they were like bottle rockets were his favorite. So, you know, because I was too scared, and I'd put the bottle on the ground and point it out and light it. Well, he would come and bite that bottle rocket. So it got to the point where it burnt his whole muzzle. So from that year on, we had to keep him inside because all he wanted to do was chew on the fireworks. We're like, stop.
My little girl is any kind of fireworks or thunder. But whenever we like New Year's or July, like whenever we would go out, we would have to like, you know, I'd have to literally put the TV on really loud. And then I would give her just a little bit of Benadryl to kind of knock her out a little bit. And that was the only way or we'd have to stay home with her. It was just, she was too terrible.
With where I live, I don't see nothing. I don't hear nothing. It's quiet, very quiet out here.
Yeah, not here. You know, I have a horse that she's actually gun and cannon broke. And
wow.
We did we used to do Civil War reenacting, and literally, I mean, I watched this horse stand in the middle of two cannons as they
not even flinch.
Wow.
She doesn't even flinch. Now, granted, and it doesn't do much, I will tell you, there's these little balls made of yarn, and you put them in the horse's ears to kind of help, you know, with the noise and stuff, but I mean, they can still hear it. It's yarn, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, so interesting how some animals freak over it, and then I got a horse that I am more anyway, and she's as good as can be.
You know, Brandy mentioned bottle rockets, and I was just thinking in my head if I should tell this story because it is not my character today. Okay, it's not my character today.
Right.
Okay.
This is going to be great.
And I'm a little embarrassed that I'm going to tell this story. So I was thinking just now, should I tell this? And I will reiterate, I do not do this. In fact, if this happened to me today, I would be really, really teed off.
Yeah.
I was so between the ages of maybe 16 to like 19. I was kind of a rambunctious kid. In fact, so were my friends along with me. So we just got our driver's license. I mean, 16 to 19. So new drivers. It's 4th of July time. So we get some bottle rockets. So we're driving around in my buddy Andre's car. And we just went to the store. We picked up some bottle rockets from wherever, I couldn't tell you. And we had a glass Coke bottle in the car, in the back seat of the car. So we're driving through the neighborhood. And we would roll down the window and we would fire them at pedestrians walking down the sidewalk. And we started doing it. We got good at it. We were terrible. We'd miss them and everything like this. So finally we honed in our skills and we could aim them right at their feet where it explode right before it hit their feet. But it was so funny. I wish YouTube was available then to make a video. Probably would have had 1 million subscribers to see these people dancing around frantically. What the hell is going on? So yes, as a kid, I was a little bit mischievous, and I did have to share that. Today, it's okay. I laugh at it today. I don't do that today. I do not do that today.
We used
Although-
to do that here too, Gary. Yeah, in the canals.
Oh,
yeah.
Yep. Throw 'em
And
in water.
alligators.
Yeah, that's funny.
Mhm.
That's too
So-
funny. So
but
see,
yeah.
Rob, you need to come to Gatlinburg with us, and then
Yes.
I'll bring the bottle rockets.
Yeah, oh well, like I said,
Come on.
I think
Mom.
I outgrew that stage. However, thinking back, it was pretty damn funny, I have to admit. Now, of course, then I got busted because sure enough, you know how your dad knows everything.
Yep.
Mhm.
A couple days later, my dad starts just yelling at me. He was stern. He looked at me, Robbie, come here. I'm like, what? What did I do? So I got some information. You had quite the time the other night. What are you talking about, Dad? Firing bleep, bleep, bleep bottle rockets at people walking down the street and driving bikes.
Oh boy.
What if your stupid blinkety blink would have taken out somebody's eye? And again,
Sure.
what I did totally,
Sure.
not right. At the time was funny as hell. Looking back today, it's a funny story. But yeah, I don't recommend it to anybody that's listening that's under the age of 18. Do not do it. It's not cool.
Right.
Despite you might get views if you did it today on YouTube, I must say.
Or TikTok. Or TikTok.
Well, TikTok
yeah.
is probably kids on TikTok. I can totally see them doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Don't do it on Facebook. You'll get banned.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So,
I think that we were the last generation that got to have like really good times like that to look back on. You know what I mean?
yeah,
would agree.
Kids today
Yeah,
just don't have that luxury.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, no.
Yes, DJ,
Doing
I was a
stupid
bad
stuff.
man. Yeah.
You're a bad, bad man.
Bad man.
Ozark Mountain Sasquatch asked, "What if you are an adult asking for a friend?"
I just spurred on some ideas. Oh well, hey, I spurred on the idea. It's up to do with the information what you will. Yeah, I got this guy
Right.
DMR on YouTube.
Right.
Well, this is a public service announcement. We are not saying to go do this.
Absolutely not.
We are
No,
not
this-
condoning it. So
This
No,
please
conversation
don't.
is for entertainment purposes only.
That's correct. It was quite entertaining.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Then 15 years later, I'm blowing up pumpkins. Go figure.
But I know that feeling. But I know that feeling so well because I grew up in this really tiny little town, and everybody knew everybody. And you did, you could run the streets till the light, street lights came on. You knew it was time to go home. That was your cue, and because if you did anything wrong, Mr. Jones or Mr. Smith or whoever is gonna, trust me. By the time you get home, your mama and your papa already knew.
Yeah.
You were going to be in some trouble.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And that's not fair.
No.
That's not fair.
Nope.
Oh my goodness. But today, a lot of people just keep to themselves. So we could probably get away with something like that.
Yeah.
I know.
They won't call my mom. My mom may not know.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to get some extra bottle rockets for Gatlinburg.
Right.
Well, and I was thinking about that, and it sounds like a good idea, but probably with the fire ban, I don't think we could do that.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah. And you know what? And who knows, had we gotten pulled over or let's say if the police busted us way back then, don't know what the ramifications would be. But today, I guarantee you one thing, you'd probably be locked up, $500 fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so much.
Yeah.
You could get away with so much. Not
Yeah.
that I'm into
Just
getting
so everybody
away
knows,
with
we are kidding on all of this. Right?
Yes,
We're
we're
just
Yeah.
just,
Of course,
We are kidding.
Gatlinburg and shooting.
we're
Yeah,
just
no,
butting
of
up
course
and
not,
having a
no.
good time.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Again,
you could
public
not get
service
away with
announcement.
Yeah. It was good times.
Oh yeah.
And then then I told my dad way back because he was one of those greasers. He was a hot rodder. He had all the big ass boss cars, and they would race them for titles down the road.
Ooh.
Back in the 50s.
Yeah.
He was the 50s,
Yeah.
back when doo-wop age, right?
Yeah.
Of
Yeah,
music.
yeah.
He would tell me stories. Have his cool car race guys for the title, and they would have 100 yards or however 50 yards, however far the strip was,
Wow.
with a girl in a tight
Right.
skirt, short skirt with the flag, and these guys would indeed
Uh-huh.
take off. And I thought that was the only things that movies were made of. He said, no, we actually did that. And if you lost, we signed the title over to the other guy.
Yeah.
And he said the difference and back then there was no qualms. Nobody pulled out a weapon or
Mm-mm.
got in a fight. They, as gentlemen's handshake, that was the deal. And
That was the
you
deal.
and if
Mhm.
you lost, you handed over the title.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, of course, a lot of
absolutely.
times, and they did it, and they didn't fight, and they were friends. Now, some parents, I'm sure, intervened and said, "Where's your car?" Well, I lost it in a drag, strip race with JoJo. And I guess maybe some parents got ticked off and maybe got the car back, but it happened all the time in the 50s.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Little Patty says, remember, ladies, DA is a cop, LOL. He is a retired cop, but Robbie is active duty, and Robbie will be with us. So we
He'll
will.
keep us in line.
Yeah,
Well,
we
yeah.
really are law abiding.
So I guess
He'd be probably laughing and showing us how to shoot him. So don't even try it.
Yeah, I can't really type in chat, but Griff says bottle rocket fights are fun for sure.
Yeah.
Shane's
Until
father
somebody loses
Wow.
a finger. Yeah.
Shane says that his father did that also, and he lost a 68
Oh,
GTO.
Wow.
That
Oh
ain't
my
cool.
gosh.
Ugh.
That
Wow.
had to be heart-wrenching.
That would be
Wow.
awful. That would
Oh,
be
I would have
man.
cried. I would have cried.
Oh, for sure.
Me too.
We do have a couple questions here. real
Okay.
quick. So it's back on the moon phase.
Okay.
Oh, moons.
Letitia Nunley, she says moon played the big part of that night in the LBL. And you know what? I would agree with her on that. All the
Yes.
weirdness that we seen when we were at Land Between the Lakes that night. I mean, I can't. And it was a full moon. It was.
Yes.
So
Yep.
she
And
is.
hey, let me ask you really quick, because I do remember, I think whenever you guys did that show, correct me if I'm wrong, but was that not a red blood moon that night? Somebody
That
made
was
mention it was
different-
orange
different
color or
night.
something.
Okay.
Was that
so-
Brandy?
Well,
Go ahead.
so Brandy, you explain it.
I didn't see it. Well, I did not see it. Now, Martin Groves and I were sitting there and he kept commenting me about the moon, how big it was and beautiful. And I'd lean over and I'd look at it because I had to see through the trees. And it was a normal looking moon. But now
Okay.
we had two groups of investigators out at the time. They were not traveling together. They were in two separate
They were in
vehicles and they were going
separate-
around. And they saw a moon that was orange,
Mhm.
like a reddish orange. We didn't see that.
Wow.
Yeah, War
And you're
Criminal
talking
7.
a difference of 11 or 12 miles
Yeah.
between us and them.
Right.
Wow.
War Criminal
Wow.
7 is in chat, and he was there that night. He's the one that actually he and Gabby Henderson saw a dogman. And he said, when me and Elijah, which Elijah Henderson was also with him, he just didn't see it. He said, when me and Elijah seen the moon, it was huge and close looking.
That's
Right.
crazy. So how
Yeah.
could that happen? Is that scientific? Is that something scientifically that can happen? I mean,
It
I don't
could
know.
be.
that's so
It could be.
wild.
It
We
could
did
be,
not
but
have
it
a
was
red
supposed to
moon.
be.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a moon of color. Now, I don't know if it was the blood moon or whatever it was, but
Yeah.
all I know is that the moon to them was reddish orange, and they commented
Letitia
on it.
just said giant reddish orange moon.
Yes.
And that's, where they all were. Letitia, they were all the group that had went out, and that's what they saw. But back at camp, the rest of us,
Mm-mm.
no.
No,
Huh.
because Martin Groves was
Interesting.
talking to me and he said, look at that moon. And he said it twice. I got up twice and went and looked at it. And it was not reddish orange at all.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
I will say this though, and I don't live like in the country or anything, but I have noticed, and I think it depends on the season, because I personally, driving in the suburbs or perhaps you get on the freeway, I have seen the moon usually at twilight a lot of times. I mean, maybe once or twice a year, where it does seem like it's right on top of the earth,
Yes.
and it's like
Mhm.
huge. So I know that's common.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
But to happen at the LBL, Letitia says what she saw reddish orange. I mean, it's kind of
Yeah.
it makes it's kind of
I just don't understand why it wasn't that color for us.
now
And it
that's
should have been. And it
should
should
be for
have
everybody.
been.
Mhm.
especially
Yeah.
within 5-10 mile range.
Well, yeah, because like I said, I can't remember what moon it exactly was at the time, but we should have seen it at the reddish orange.
Yeah.
Thank you, Anne.
Awesome,
Thank you so much, Anne.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Well, I know Jessica's show when she was the other day that she had with her friend Farah, and they talked about seeing the Starlink.
Yeah.
We down here, we've seen Matt and I have seen the Starlink like 3 times, and it does look super weird. It literally looks in the sky like a caterpillar almost, like all of these like separate little balls in a line, and it's just almost like a snake going like this through the sky. So if you don't know what the heck it is, you're like, I mean, the first time we saw it, we were like, what the heck is that thing? Like, we thought for sure it was like some UFO thing, but then we double checked the next, did some searching after we got home, and we realized that, that Starlink had just, went up that day. So, but yeah, that's pretty crazy too to see.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. I can't explain that. I sure can't explain that. Titan makes a comment and says, well, the lore of the full moon and werewolves is there for a good reason. Well,
absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm learning a lot about werewolves, dogmen, wolfmen. I didn't realize that there were so many different kinds. And there's a lot. There's a lot of information that I still need to learn. But man, that goes real deep out there. You can talk for hours and hours and hours just on the differences. So,
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then there's another question here. Crystal J asks, do you think the cause our bodies are 80% water, that is why the moon affects us?
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
There's just no other way to explain that. It's just yes, it does.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the singing bowls. Singing bowls affect our bodies in the exact same way, because the vibrations in our body is, mostly water, and it does, those frequencies can run through your, through your body, and for healing and meditation. And I think that's why they're great to use in the field, even for cryptid research.
I would agree with that too. And also, a lot of people don't know this. Most probably do, but the moon has a great impact on the tides of the ocean and the current of the ocean.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier, and yes, it does. It sure does, and that's why you'll notice that sometimes the waves will be bigger, and it'll be how should I put it? A lot more aggressive, should I say? A lot more aggressive waves during a full moon. But you were talking about vibrations, Marty, and and the singing bowls and all. But you really need to try out what's called a Tibetan water bowl. A Tibetan water bowl. Yeah, it's like you put water in the bowl, and then you rub the sides, and it creates a vibration on it, and you just keep doing it and doing it and doing it, and then next thing you know, the water starts dancing inside the bowl.
The brass ones, right?
It's not the one with the gong type thing. This is the one where you're actually rubbing the bowl full of water, and it dances. So that kind of shows you exactly what the water in your body's doing when this is happening, when your vibration changes. So it's a really cool thing. They have videos out there of people doing it. It's really neat. It makes like a little water fountain looking thing just by
it does. I have seen some videos, because when I had Jane, Chiro Sounds on my channel, we talked about the healing benefits of of the frequencies that because the different sizes all make different frequencies and different sounds, different vibrations, and putting them and placing them on different parts of your body while they're making the it's amazing how healing they can be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
When we were at the
meditation.
When we went to the Land Between the Lakes back in January, Brandy did do her little singing bowl.
Yeah, well, I did it this last time too, and guess who saw Dogman? Because I did it for War Criminal, and Gabby and Elijah were there. They were actually sitting right next to him, and I played the bowl for him. Now this was a couple hours earlier, and he says, "Wow, you can feel that." So later on, guess what?
We were all sitting there.
Yeah. And later on, they saw Dogman.
And then Letitia
maybe played a part in it,
seeing what they described as like a miniature Mothman.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, we had all of these occurrences, and it starts off with that sing. I love my singing bowl. I bring it with me everywhere now.
I mean, I can't say that was the reason. However, that is true. When you just brought that up, and I do remember sitting there having that conversation with them about it.
Yeah, it's kind of like having my lucky hat. Got to have my lucky hat on.
Yeah. My singing bowl and my dowsing rods usually go everywhere where I go.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Krista, you and I did a show. We were talking with I forgot already the show that it was. But it was the search for the Alaskan Bigfoot, how they had the singing bowl up in the ledge.
Yes, they did.
That was Small Town Monsters. It was put out
Alex
Petikoff. They had that actually in the video, and I think they might have gotten a little bit of activity off of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I did want to ask Marty, since I have the opportunity on this show. I know Marty talks a lot about energy and vibrations. So let me ask you, do you think depending on your level of energy that you exude and your vibrational frequency that you have, it can determine and it plays a factor in whether or not you have encounters, whether it's paranormal or cryptid out in the field?
Yeah. And the only reason I say that is because for me, it has been true for me. I mean, I think that your intention has a lot to do with it. Now, I know that there's a lot of other people who have had encounters and have encounters that weren't expecting it, and it kind of happened by chance and that. But I think that let me put it this way. I think it increases your chances of having another experience or other experiences because you're going into it with a specific intention.
Mm-hmm.
An intention of respect, an intention of, I'm not here to hurt you. I'm not here to harm you. I'm not here to, I'm just here to learn from you, to be respectful, I feel like if you go into it in that manner, I think you do have I think it plays a factor, but I don't think it's the only thing that's going to.
No, but it does play a factor. I have to agree
think
with
it does.
that. Like, I think everything's connected, no matter what your belief system is.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. That's there was a couple comments I had put up.
What was the one that Shane put up a minute ago too? I want to see that.
I'll put his up. Put his up next. Lil Patty says, I have a book that I made. It only has moon phase and effects on its people, animals, plants, crystals, magic. I'm always adding to it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And then Ozark Mountain Sasquatch says, we are supposed to be in tune with the Earth's vibration, but the Earth's vibration is now off and erratic. Want to go down a rabbit hole, take a dive.
Sounds like another topic for another show, Krista. I hope we're writing these down.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, because you're considering even the Earth's axis, they say that it is changing, that it is not the same. And even if it's the most minute amount that we can actually count, it's moving. So, of course, that is, creating climate change. It's doing all of this and the melting of the ice caps and all of this stuff. Because we were even talking about this earlier about even Tornado Alley. where it used to be, and it is slowly changing every
Yes.
year. It is moving towards, actually mine and Krista's area. It is coming this, and over the last, I could say the last 10 years, there's that bug. Oh my God. So over the last 10 years, I have seen an uptick in tornadoes per year. This year
Yeah.
has actually been one of the worst.
Yeah.
Yep. And what you speak on, even go back, so I was reading something. This really started like 50 years ago, where the axis, as you said, Brandy, it's minimal. The mathematics behind this is so small that you can't see it with the naked eye, right? But over
Right.
50 years, it's been changing. And if you look at it at 50, and it takes a long time, obviously, with the small amount that it changes. But now you look, when I was a little kid, and I was talking about Michigan's weather, but there's a reason behind it. When I was a kid, 7, 8, 9, 10, do you know that right around Christmas time, we had 12 inches of snow. We made snowmen, we made igloos, we made forts.
Mm-hmm.
Today, we're lucky to get 4 inches by Christmas. In fact, we don't get any snow in Michigan now until maybe we get it like now in February and March, when typically it was November, December, January. There always was a white Christmas when I was growing up.
Yeah.
You always had snow days at school. You always had to wear, when I was a little kid, a snowmobile suit, because my mom would dress us up. Oh my God, it's 40 feet of snow out there.
Yeah.
But now you don't get it. I remember one Christmas, you guys, was 58 degrees, and I wore shorts, literally wore shorts for a Christmas celebration.
Yeah.
We
Wow.
only had, here in Florida, last year, we had one day that was cold. It was literally Christmas weekend, and that was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
Mm-hmm.
We had zero winter this year.
And
Yeah.
zero. And even going back when I was a kid in the fall, the leaves don't fall until December. I remember as a kid, and always by Halloween, you could get a pair of overalls, stuff it with leaves, and make a scarecrow. Literally, you could make a 5.5 foot man scarecrow. You can't do that today anymore. At least not where I live, not during fall. And I remember doing that as a kid. I remember diving in 8-foot piles of leaves. Now you got to save the leaves over the last 3 years if you want to get anything. If you could do that, it's just it's just totally ridiculous how it has changed over the years.
It's crazy.
It is.
Oh yeah, especially in this area that I'm in. As a child, my family is from here, and it used to be that it would be warm here during Christmas. You're talking about 55, 6 degrees. In me being from Michigan, that was warm. That was super warm. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, cool. But over the last decade, and maybe even a little bit longer than that, we're getting major ice storms and snow, and it's just like, why are we getting that? That is just crazy. It is just crazy, and it's happening in January, February, and now it's moving into March.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just seen Gemini Krista put up Gemini. Yes, Rob, I remember those winters. Gemini's from Michigan herself, different north of me, but I think we're right around the same age. So yeah, she gets what I'm exactly saying. It is just so. It's like night and day, and I really can't understand it. And I guess it's the patterns, it's the shifting of the poles, and what else is it? We always talk conspiracy theory. Is the government accessing, or are they controlling our weather? Who knows about that? But you know what? It makes you question what's going on.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I grew up in Indiana, so I remember blizzards. It was like every year we had a blizzard. Like the 1976 blizzard was insane. We had over like 8 feet of snow drifts. It was horrible. We couldn't get out of our house.
Yeah. It's crazy. It really, truly is. I'm telling you. Times have changed because we don't have the winters that we used to. We get snow here in Missouri, but I remember a lot of snow days as a kid, and there was always snow on the ground. And now, not really, not like there used to be.
Mm-mm.
Nope.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, because it makes you wonder. Like I of course we went through the ice age and all of that, and hence now we're finding fossils from dinosaurs that lived in the age and that were killed off by all of that climate change. I wonder at some point if we're going right back into it and going history.
oh, we're losing
Deep
Brandy.
thought. But oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah,
hear me?
better. Yes.
I was just saying that with the storms are still going. I still hear the thunder and I see the lightning off in the distance. I was just wondering, because of this climate change and thing, if we're headed towards like a ice age event, where it's that we're going to repeat history,
Maybe.
and
Never know.
and
Yeah.
start all over.
Well, it's probably going to happen. Hopefully, we'll all be, and hopefully all our kids, everybody we know will be already gone. I think that's going to happen because history does repeat itself.
It
At
does.
least with the Earth. With the Earth, how many times has the Earth actually been destroyed from Mother Nature or from
Exactly.
something, right?
I think
Or
I think we're
a
heading
meteor. I
according.
think that it's going to happen. Hopefully, not another million years, but
Right.
who knows?
But I think this time we as humans will be smarter and we'll be able to survive. We'll be able to adapt to it versus not having, the knowledge like what happened before. But we'll have the knowledge to actually survive. Now, I don't know if
Maybe.
that will be on another planet or if that will be underground. I don't know.
That
But
yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, Brandy. I just think that if we know this information, let's say we get this information that it's going to happen in a decade, I think that, yes, science and the advancements now could probably help civilization or humanity. Not all, of course. And they'll
No.
probably do like one of those random lotteries, right? What was that
Right.
movie? Whatever it was. There's so many, but
Yeah.
right.
if you're chosen, we're going to keep, a million people, and that's it.
Yeah.
It might come down to that. That'd be scary. And
That
you're
is
waiting.
scary.
You're waiting by the phone for your number to be called.
Yeah.
You're over
'cause
50.
Yeah.
You're over 50. We're gonna let you die.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Or you don't have enough money, or you're not a doctor or a scientist. You're not anything.
Mhm.
You're just a working stiff. Well, sorry.
Yeah. Working
Yeah.
stiff,
That would
yeah.
make that would make a lot of sense.
But what if you're a podcaster to help spread the word? Maybe we'll get saved. I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Sasquatch
Maybe.
says they've been spraying the skies since early 90s. They say they are trying to block the sun rays. I think it creates a blanket that holds the heat in. Good theory.
Well, with the ozone layer deteriorating at the rate that it's going, they're going to have to do something, or we're going to burn up anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's that. There's that lovely tidbit of information.
Yeah.
That's a ray of
So much to look
sunshine for
forward
you.
to.
What a fantastic show I joined here today. Doom and
I
gloom.
know. Right? That's hilarious. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Never mind.
These are my favorite kind of shows, though. When you just kind of like get down into all kinds of different things. Like, these are the best.
They are.
Yeah. It's just it all comes down to, really, we don't know the future.
That's
so
right.
I'm saying, be responsible, live your best life, do what makes you happy.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep. Live is the
Live
exactly.
your
Live.
Yep.
Yeah.
Enjoy
That's
it.
right.
Yeah.
Live and enjoy.
Yeah.
That's right.
For sure.
But be responsible.
Right.
I got to throw that in there.
I could
Don't be
feel the
shooting fireworks at
Brandy.
people.
Brandy was staring directly at me on that statement.
Don't be shooting fireworks at people.
No, well, again, I did that. I was like 19, so 18 maybe.
Yeah.
Never done it since.
Right, but don't, doesn't it like pop up in your mind every now and again? Like, boy, that was fun.
It was a blast.
Mhm.
It was a blast. I enjoyed it. I just remember the looks on these people's faces. And as a kid, I was just laughing. Today, I'm not so sure. You
You're
know,
like, well, I won't do that today.
it was dangerous and stupid. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you will go to jail today.
Yeah,
so
everybody does
Yes, you will go to
crazy
jail
things when
today.
we're young.
yeah,
Yeah.
you will go to jail today.
Most definitely.
We
Yeah.
will bail you out. We promise, Rob.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
thank you for that. Yeah.
Your attorney fees are yours, though.
Yeah.
Well, just give me a $50 fine. Let's move on. You don't want to be tied up in
Right.
court over,
Right.
simple bottle rocket incident.
Yeah, right. What are you in jail for? I shot a bottle rocket.
Yeah.
At
It went the
somebody's
wrong
feet.
direction.
Right.
I swear I was firing it up in the air, not at the street. You think
Exactly. It
And I don't know how those
malfunctioned.
pumpkins got there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That I took full responsibility for. I was happy. I didn't care that I got put in the back of a squad car. I was out in under 2 hours. The cops even thought it was
even know
funny.
why they would have. I don't even know why they would
Disturbing
arrest
the
you for
peace,
something like that.
I don't know. Either.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Marty,
I
what
mean,
do you got?
you get
What do you got coming up, Marty?
Well, I wasn't the nicest guy when they were arresting me. I have to admit, it might have something to do with me being a little teed off.
Oh, well.
well,
There
okay.
you go. What do I have coming up? I have, this upcoming Sunday, I have a 1:00 show on Sunday afternoon. I will be having a conversation. Someone that has not done any podcasts. This will be his first podcast, and he's done, had a lot of different experiences. He's also an author, so it's going to be an interesting, he's done some paranormal stuff. He's been to some, he's been to the Conjuring House. He's been to the Pittsburgh, what is the hospital in Pittsburgh? I can't remember the name of it. He's done some really interesting stuff. So that's going to be fun. So that'll be the 9th, July 9th at 1:00. And then I have Les Durant coming on. We're going to talk about secret bases. So we're going to talk to him on Tuesday night it will be at 9:00, not 8:00. And then the following week I have RPG, who's the MC at Gatlinburg. He's going to come, and you ladies have agreed to co-host that show with me. So you guys will be joining me on that show. So that'll be Monday night, the 17th at 8:00. And then on Tuesday night, the 18th, I have Mid-Florida Bigfoot Research Group with Marie Dumont and her team.
Awesome.
Oh, she's cool. I like her.
Well, it's kind of funny because, we're friends, and I don't like to kind of I feel, I feel awful when I have to ask a friend to do my show, right? So I've never asked her, and I just finally, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to ask her.
Why not?
I hate to do this, but I'm like, would you come on? And she was like, absolutely. And I'm like, awesome. So her and her team are going to come on. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Very cool.
Yeah, we don't ask Rob anymore. We just don't ask Rob. We're just like, Rob, look,
you just
8
send him the
o'clock,
link.
see you there. Yeah,
Hey,
we'll send him the link.
Hey,
Well, actually, Rob he has access to our channel. I did not know he was
Yes.
coming on tonight.
Right.
So
no, I had no idea I was coming on.
Happy
Yeah, I
though
was
that
at-
you did. So happy.
I was at my friend's house, and I got home. I had nothing to do.
yeah.
So I
Yeah,
seen you guys
exactly,
Ron doing an impromptu and Marty. And again, I wanted to meet Marty like this
Yeah.
because again, we never our schedules, our shows are kind of the same day, which is okay. It's all what goes wrong comes wrong thing. I don't care about that. So I'm like, yeah, well, I got to see her at least tonight.
Right.
And then I forgot that you're going to be on my show, I guess, in a couple of months.
Yeah, you did. Brunch. We're doing brunch.
Well, I didn't know. So awesome.
You did. We had this discussion on the phone. You and I did.
Well, what, last month?
No, just like a week ago.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, you even said you would bring mimosas to the brunch.
Oh, okay,
Uh-oh.
I did, didn't I? Yeah.
I
I
didn't
don't know how
know
we're gonna.
mimosas were going to be
Yeah, I don't
involved.
know how we're gonna. I guess we're gonna have to teleport those or find a portal. We're gonna open up a portal that day.
We'll bring our own
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
BYOB to the brunch.
You're free to
Yes.
drink. Yeah, you're free to drink at 12 in the Central or 1 East on brunch on Thursday. Because Thursday's kind of the start of the weekend anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll be on vacation, so
Oh,
I'll
that's
be.
why she can make it. Oh, awesome!
That's
Thank
nice.
you. Thanks for coming on.
Freaky Geek asked, was he asleep when I was talking? Maybe so.
Oh, I don't know, Freaky. I don't really sleep with Krista or Brandy talk. I listen because they give me
No, he doesn't.
quizzes. They quiz me later.
We do.
Like
And
today
yes,
they
we
did.
do. We're like,
That's
what
right.
did I say? What'd I say, Rob? What did I say? And then you're like,
exactly.
and then,
Can you
the
repeat
deer
it
in the
again?
headlight look.
Yeah, well, you were saying how fabulous I was. I remember that part.
There you
Rob,
go.
what
See?
do you got going on this week?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah, you.
What did you do? What did you decide to do with your show on Tuesday night?
Tuesday. I'm not having a show on Tuesday. I put out a poll, and I had 4 questions, and I forgot the 4 questions, but one was Rob take the day off.
Rob, you need a drink.
One was play a replay. One was go live by myself, if live with me or text, or just take the day off. And everybody said, Rob, you're such a fabulous host. You work so hard. A wowsing 68% of the poll of over 100 polled said take the day off. So Tuesday, no show, but I'll be back Thursday with Amber from Amber's Para World, talking some cool stuff. She's got some Dogman and Bigfoot stuff. And she watched one of the shows, and she's very intrigued at my having the hauntings with the antiques, because she had the same experience, and she had that on her show last week. So she kind of wants to get into that with me and you, Krista. So that should be a fun show next Tuesday.
That'll be a good time. I love Amber.
Yeah.
Look, I'll be relaxing and watching.
Of course you will.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll be like, oh, this is a great show, because I'll be able to see the whole thing this time.
Oh, you have the day off, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
She's off all week. So.
Oh, you're off this whole week next week? You're off next Monday through Friday? Oh, I might have to whip up something. No wonder you said we should do a impromptu next week. I know your motives.
Wait, I didn't say that.
You said that to me. I got a text sitting right here on my phone. You never responded back.
Uh-oh.
There you go, Brando.
All right, there it is.
Right.
Oh, yes, that's right. I did. Okay, now I remember.
Okay.
Because we were discussing it. We were discussing whether you were taking the day off or not.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was there. So yeah, there's that.
And then Thursday, Brandy and I, we have Carlito Castro as our guest on Thursday night. And then Friday night, we are going live from the Ray County Museum.
I can't wait for that.
Yes.
That'd be sweet.
That is going to be so cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
Very
that.
cool. Me too.
I'm going to be in a basement. We're
going to send Brandy to the basement by herself. It's her fear.
You're going. Oh my gosh.
I'm nervous. About it.
So what's this place kind of like? Give me a little bit of a little backstory, because I'm not familiar with this place.
So it's located in Richmond, Missouri, which is kind of over near Kansas City. And it started out, it was a poor farm. And it was a poor farm until the mid 50s, and then it turned into a nursing home. And then it was a nursing home into the mid 70s, and then the county bought it, and it's been a museum ever since. So there's 50 rooms in this building, and it's Y-shaped. It's a Y-shaped, or like a V-shaped building, what it is. And there's 3 floors, 3 levels, a basement, main floor, and upstairs. And every room is different themed. There's everything from like 1800s doctor's office to 1950s kitchen. Wow. There is a Civil War room. There is Black History room. I could go on and tell you about all the rooms, but however,
amazing.
She, Kathy, our good friend Kathy, she's a curator there, and She's open from Wednesday to Saturdays from noon to 4 if anybody's in the area, just for a tour, and not even the ghost part of things. So if you're into artifacts and old stuff, it's awesome place to go to. So there's a World War I room, World War II room.
Sorry, guys.
It's got jail cells. It's got jail cells in the basement.
Yeah, so a little history when it was the poor farm. So they did put some prisoners there and hold them. Several, like there's also a big psychiatric hospital up in St. Joseph's, Missouri. So they would like hold them at the Ray County Museum in the jail cells until they would get them taken up to St. Joseph's, Missouri. And then there was a guy, I think I mentioned it on a show the other night. There was a guy who was actually chained to the walls in the basement at the museum, and he's still there. Not in physical form, but he is still there.
But he's still there.
Well, now, if all of these rooms are different, do you guys generally find that some of the rooms have more activity than other rooms?
Oh yeah.
Yes, definitely. Absolutely. And I believe a lot of that is attachment to items, to artifacts.
The item, that's what I was just going to say, because of the items that are in the room.
Yeah,
absolutely. But it's really.
I can't wait for this show.
Yeah, she has a puzzle there that was donated to the museum, and when the guy donated, he said that it's a haunted puzzle. The puzzle cannot be put together. So Kathy actually counted the pieces just to see, are all the pieces here? All the pieces are there. And for some reason, I mean, like people have tried to put the puzzle together and it never gets finished. You can't.
Is it because people get like distracted or
it's no.
I mean, why doesn't it get put together? Like,
I can't explain that. I don't know.
People just lose interest. Like they'll start, maybe lose interest or,
it's like the pieces are missing, but they're not.
Oh, wow.
Or the pieces just don't fit like they should, but they go together.
Yeah. And we had a really, really good psychic medium. He's been through the museum a gazillion times, and he told us that there's just a little lady that's attached to that puzzle. So when Kathy does events, and stuff with the museum in her booth, she always takes the puzzle. So there's several items there that are pretty intriguing, I will say.
Yeah, sounds really cool.
Yeah, there's next Friday night, we'll give a tour of it. There's also an ore, and I'll talk about that next Friday. But there was a murder, and it's called the Nelson Winters murders, and that ore was used.
Wow.
And it, I'll explain it next Friday, but it's a really cool story.
It's a cool story. It's really cool.
Yeah. And if anybody is in Scott asked, it's where it is. And it's in Richmond, Missouri. But if you're all over there and you hear the story of the Nelson Winter murders, Kathy does have pictures of the hangings and of, the people that were killed, and it's awful. I mean, so if you have a weak stomach, you don't want to see it. And she doesn't display it, but people want to see it, she'll show it.
Yeah, she will.
Yeah. So it's a crazy place. It'd be good next weekend, and fortunately, we know a lot of the ghosts that are there, and they're real.
I'm gonna run my spirit talker at the same time, like I did the last time you guys over there. I'm gonna see.
So Rob and Marty, do you guys want to drive that show Friday night?
We could
next Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm pretty much free on Fridays usually.
Yeah, because
we could do that.
Yeah, we can split.
Well, whatever we come up with, me. You know where to find me.
Yeah.
And I know where to find the both of you.
Yes.
Well, of course. Hey, it took everything I had to go someplace last night. Let me tell you. Woo.
Oh, you know what? I was kind of following along that little thing, and congratulations. You find a pair of blue jeans and t-shirt to put on, I guess.
I did. It was a Blondes and Booze t-shirt, but I sure did put it on, and I sure left the house. Braids and all. I was like, forget it. Because I wanted to dress up, be kind of cute. I started looking about 7 o'clock. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get ready, because we normally go out about 9. So I'm getting myself ready, and then I'm looking for clothes, and I can't find anything.
Yeah.
Nothing that fits. That's nice. Nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, that's what happens because I'm always in t-shirts or athletic clothes all the time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. So I go to my daughter's closet. I'm like, okay, I know she stole it. She's got it in here. I finally found a pair of my jeans in her room. So I had those. And then I'm like, you know what? Forget it. I'm not looking for a shirt. I'm going to bed. I put on my pajamas.
Yes.
Then about 10:30, my friend's hollering at me. She's like, come on, girl, get out. It's your birthday weekend. Come on, get out. I'm like, okay, I'll see you in a bit. You know? So I just braided my hair up, put my hat on, t-shirt, my blondes and booze
there you go.
t-shirt, my jeans, and I walked
And
out the door.
And you were good to go.
Yeah, I spent a couple hours with him, and then I came back home. And I said, okay, I'm good. I'm great. I'm done. But,
Well, it's good that you got out.
Yeah, because I normally don't. And they even talked me, there's that bug again. They even talked me into going to bingo. I'm going to bingo on Wednesday.
Cool.
Well,
I'm excited.
I like a good bingo. I'm up for bingo.
Right.
Well, it's musical bingo, so that makes it even more fun.
So how do you
get
do
up and
musical bingo?
You get up and change chairs, right? And switch people's cards.
That's good. That's really good.
I don't think
no, what they do is they pick a genre or they pick a decade, and then they start playing music. And if you have that particular song on your card, of course, then you mark it. But the problem is these are not well-known songs.
Oh.
It takes you a little bit to figure them out. So it's kind of like a thinking game. So, but we cheat. We use Shazam. So we'll just turn on Shazam.
Brandy, you just announced it publicly that you cheat.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody does it. Everybody does it. Everybody does, because we're all sitting around looking at each other going, I lived during that decade and I don't remember that song ever. You know, and so everybody does it. And then, mosquito. God bless the bugs. Anyway, so I'm gonna go do that Wednesday. So wish me luck. Yeah, wish me luck. Maybe I'll win a free coffee cup or something.
There you go. There you go. All right. Well, we appreciate everybody tuning in, and we just, like I said, come on with really no topic. Yeah. Just come on and BS with everybody.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was fun.
Thank you for showing up and being with us, Rob.
Oh, yeah. My pleasure. I'm glad I did.
Yes. Thank you, Marty, for coming on, too. We appreciate it.
Exactly.
I appreciate it. All right. Well, until next week, guys, we will we'll see you later. Happy 4th of July. Everybody stay safe.
Yes, indeed.
And have a good weekend.
And don't fire any fireworks at anybody.
Yeah, right. Please don't. Please don't.
No.
We may not have enough bail money for everyone.
That's true.
That is for sure.
All right. Well, we'll see everybody next week.
Good night.
Night.
Good night.